And welcome to another episode of Todd's Help. I'm Todd Vaillant, the author of Money Help, Holistic Economic Life Planning. In my previous episode, I told you that I was going to start the series that's called Todd's Help, the 10 to Win. This is what helped me, and I'm going to share it with you. As I'll say, this is like a campfire talk. And I have to say that to begin these 10 things that helped me throughout the last 30 years to get to where I wanted to be and to help others as well. This first one is by far, without a doubt, the most important. And that's why I think it was hard for me to put together this conversation that we're going to have, because a lot of it's personal. But here goes. I'll start with this. The first one is faith. Faith is the most important. In the beginning and at the end, it's really all that really matters. But again, I'll begin with the most important, which is faith. G.K. Chesterton, a Christian writer, said, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Now that quote stuck with me. And I guess you could interpret it a number of different ways, but the way I saw it was that, okay, if there's something worthwhile and it's a noble thing to do, then you have got to get rid of two things, perfection and procrastination. If you wait for perfection, you'll never do it. Obviously, I wouldn't have done this talk today because I'm not qualified. Quite honestly, there was only one human being who was qualified to talk to you about faith that ever lived. But I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it imperfectly, and I'm not going to procrastinate. So let's get started. Faith. For me, faith is simple. It's the why. And you have a lot of people talk about your why. But I honestly don't believe they go deep enough. Because the why is that I believe that God created each and every one of us, you and me, individually with distinct gifts that are just only you have them. Not all of us know what they are. And to be honest, it took me quite a long time to discover mine. I had friends who knew it when they were in the 8th grade. They knew what their purpose in life was, their mission. It's not that clear. So I had to pray and ask for clarity and had to discern what I thought God wanted me to do. It didn't kick in until I was probably 29 years old and after that. So today, what do I believe? I believe we all have those unique gifts, and that we come from somewhere and we're going back to somewhere. How do we get there? How do we get there? Well, we do it by an acronym I'll call HOPE. Help other people excel. In helping other people get to be the best version of their self, as Matthew Kelly says, we in turn will become the best version of ourselves. Now, that's using your gifts that God gave you to help other people in your unique way. And I think really when it comes down to, that's what it's all about. Now, I will tell you, I believe that people can be completely successful without God. Completely successful without God. Yeah, I said it. But here's the point. They can become happy. God allows them to be successful. Free will, and He allows it to happen. But what I believe is they never really experience joy. There's a difference. Happiness doesn't survive misery and hardship. Joy does. And that's my belief. I'm sharing this with you because I promised to share with you the 10 things that help me to win. And winning is different for me and you, but it's getting where you want to get. And that's what it's all about. That's what Todd's Help is all about. So here's my ritual and routine. I like to begin the day with prayer and end the day with prayer. For me, it's the rosary and a version of Jesus Take the Wheel, a surrender prayer that I use. And that helps me to get focus and clarity on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And at the end of the day, it's a simple, short prayer to thank God for the blessings. I think it was Albert Einstein, but who cares who it was. Someone once said that there's only two ways to see the world. One is that there is no God and there are no miracles. And the other way is that there's a God and everything we see every day is a miracle. I tend to believe that's the true side, because even little simple things we take for granted are miraculous. And that's faith is to me. And I want you, and I want to help you define what faith is to you. And so basically, if any of this made sense to you, the first in those 10 things, in the next campfire talks, Todd's Help, I'm going to share with you the other 9. But again, faith is the most important. It was why it was harder to get this conversation prepared. So with that said, if any of this makes sense to you and you'd like to have a meeting with me to talk about personal coaching, or if you'd like to reach out and you want to use my financial planning teams that I trained to help you with money and motivation, please reach out on help@capitalplanningteam.com and do all the YouTube things, subscribe and so forth, whatever makes sense. We look forward to our next visit. And as always, I'm going to leave you with the H.E.L.P. 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But I'm going to add one more. You see, I started H.E.L.P. 4:13. It became almost a mantra for me when I was 15 years old. I was probably going through a hard time, and I found the book Norman Vincent Peale wrote, The Power of Positive Thinking. Now, the takeaway from the whole book was really two things. One was, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There was a second one, and it was, if God is for us, who can be against us? Now, when we find our mission, our God-given purpose, I believe He gave us, then He's for us, and who can stand against us? So I'll leave you with that. In the end, faith is the key. From beginning to the end, it is what makes every other one of those 10 things I'm going to share with you work. God bless.